Football for All is a 3-year jointly funded project by Heritage Lottery Fund and Museums Galleries Scotland. It's lasted from 2022 until 2025. It's a multi-strand project and has allowed us to show more of our collection, refresh displays and create new resources.
I think this celebration allowed us to show what football's done in communities through that whole generation.
You wait a long time when you're in the kind of heritage profession for the stars to align, and it felt back in 2022 that the stars really were aligning.
Football for All has been a hugely important project for us at the museum. It's made us better and I think it's delivered a lot.
Football for All has been transformational for the museum, and we as staff members of the museum have benefited from all of the exciting projects.
Football for All is a very large project and an incredibly important project for the museum. It's something that's not likely to happen again very soon.
This was an opportunity for us with these partners, with these brilliant collections, to bring them all together, really for the first time, to really tell the world what a brilliant story we have to tell.
For Football for All we had a steering group, and that was senior members of the Scottish FA, senior members of museum staff and also outside stakeholders as well. This project has been massive. It's been the biggest project that I've worked on in my career and certainly at my time at the Scottish Football Museum, and it's created a variety of projects from reminiscence cards to an online archive to a new gallery and to a new exhibition as well.
It's a constant challenge for museums to refresh their exhibit, to keep them interesting, to get repeat visitors, and the funding for the Football for All project has allowed us to run a temporary exhibition, The History Makers, very well received by the public.
Football for All has allowed us to show more of our collection that has been through the digital archive. That's been amazing for us, giving people that resource. It has also allowed us to do more community engagement. We were able to offer 11 local heritage grants, and that has allowed groups to celebrate their own community as well, and it's seen us fund projects from the borders all the way up to the Highlands as well, so it's really given us a national reach.
In 1918, an interest in football began by Captain Dewar, a wealthy Lanarkshire man who took a great interest in promoting sport in the villages. He acquired a pitch for the team just east of Hilton and provided goal posts and their blue and white strip.
The Football Memories project, I think, has changed the museum in terms of how we think, how we act in some respects. We'd learned over the past 10-15 years about what type of resources worked well for the project, and so we were able to kind of use that experience to create a brand new set of cards looking at real Scottish legends that would be tremendously important for reminiscence and for recall for a lot of people that otherwise would be disconnected from football.
It's been a very complex, complicated project, and it's had lots of different stakeholders, lots of different people all striving and working together. But one of the best things that we've got out of it is this wonderful Scottish Cup gallery that we've got here, where Demi in particular and the rest of the curatorial team have worked very hard to bring us this wonderful display which encompasses the Cup's fantastic 150 plus year history.
It's been a team project. I've really relied on my colleagues these last 3 years, and also getting expertise where required as well for the likes of the Scottish Cup Gallery, where we're able to bring in an exhibition designer for that.
Football for All is incredibly important, both in terms of the museum and its standing in promoting the history of football across the breadth of Scotland and across the breadth of different kinds of football. So it's incredibly important from that point of view. But it's also showing how football can go across whole communities, through to children getting involved, children and young people being involved in the education project.
So learning through football is essentially about giving teachers and learners an opportunity to use the context of learning through football as an opportunity to kind of enhance teachers' opportunities to deliver in the curriculum, and also for learners to engage and be challenged by a context massive such as football. One of the things that we try and do through learning through football is make the spotlights topical, and diversity in football is massive, and I think opportunities like One Game Many Nations allows the learners and the teacher to focus on diversity, again in a context that perhaps is familiar to the learners. The material that's being curated at the museum allows the learners to access online a lot of material that perhaps they wouldn't normally have access to. And for teachers, that's a massive support.
I think the museum team in particular are one of the best assets you've got. So if you think about it, people like myself, I love football, I'm ingrained in football, but I'm ingrained in it from watching it, watching the World Cup. But then when you get into working with some individuals who are within the museum setting, they bring it to life with that history. When we talk about football for all, people think about just about playing. Well, we don't. We think about the whole bit of that community. So it can be from walking football, it can be from football memories, it can be from that club part of it.
The museum staff are excellent at their role, in my opinion. They've worked really hard to, one, get the grant in the first place, to build up a proposal that would fulfil the requirements of the National Lottery Heritage Fund, but would also do good work for the museum and for Scottish football.
One of the most important things I think about this project is legacy. It doesn't just stop with the funding kind of coming to an end this year. This is a building block, it's a platform now for us to move forward. So it's really, rather than the museum hoarding all this information and keeping it to ourselves, it was always a plan that we would really want to share and disseminate this information for everybody that was interested in the story of the development of football. And we now have that wonderful opportunity. So it's kind of watch this space. You know, we're not stopping now, we're going to push on and do more with it.